All right, race fans, let's recap the third day of the live racing meet here at Delaware Park. Wednesday, May 20th, the main track was fast. It was hot. Temperatures up in the 90s for our Wednesday program. We had an 8-race card. We'll get to all the racing action in just a few minutes. But first, Delaware Park remembers one of our own. Last week, we lost our stakes coordinator and paddock judge, Mike Feitinger. He's been with us for the past few years as the stakes coordinator and paddock judge. He's worked at a bunch of racetracks all over the country, Gulfstream, of course us here at Delaware Park, Presque Isle. He was also the stakes coordinator at Oaklawn. He hustled Renegade into the Arkansas Derby this past spring. Of course, Renegade won the Arkansas Derby and just got beat in the Kentucky Derby. Mike was from Nebraska. He was a graduate of the University of Nebraska. He was a true racetracker. You could always find him in the Del Cap room after the races, enjoying a nice cold beverage, watching races from all over the country, trying to find horses to come to Delaware Park for our stake races. He was 66 years old when he passed away, way too young last week. We had a moment of silence in the paddock after the first race this afternoon. The Delaware Park racing office and the jockey room was out there in the paddock for the moment of silence. We remember Mike Feitinger died at age 66 last week. We send our thoughts and condolences to all of his friends and family, and many friends in the horse racing industry, and we certainly send our thoughts and condolences to all the friends and family of Mike Feitinger. All right, let's get right to the racing action. Race 1 would kick off the popular early pick 5. They bet almost $69,000 into the early pick 5 on Wednesday. Race 1, we're going a flat mile, claiming $62.50 for 3-year-olds and upward. Let's see what happens here in Wednesday's race 1.
Away and running. Mogaloo pings first. Towns Warriors right there too, and Martini Martin is tapped for speed. So one of two favorites leads. Towns Warrior well off the fence but has the lead. Martini Martin tracks in second and Mogaloo scrapes the paint in third. Longest Stride tries to take that position away. Azure Sky, the only one without house colors on, is near the back, and Casino Night trails. They have 3/4 of a mile to go, and on this sultry day it's Towns Warrior going as slow as he can. The 6-year-old shows the way 3/4 of a length, but Martini Martin is also right there turning up the heat with no pun intended past the 5, and Longest Stride continues to ride that rail but comes under a drive to stay with the speed in third. Azure Sky has no excuses from 4th. Casino Night has one beaten, and Mogaloo's a struggling 6 with 3.5 furlongs to go. So Towns Warrior, the second choice in the wagering pool, leads by only a neck. Here comes the 1-2 favorite Martini Martin to take strides away, but the whip is out. There's a gap of 4 back to Longest Stride and Azure Sky. The quarter pulls in sight for Martini Martin, who comes calling for the lead. Towns Warrior quickly drops away in second, but tries to recounter after a slow pace, and these two are 1-2 at the top of the stretch. Martini Martin with this long, steady grind kicks away by 1. Towns Warrior had no response. A distant third as Longest Stride, and Azure Sky battles that one, but the first of the day and the favorites are 1-2. It's Martini Martin pulling away in the concluding stages. Martini Martin has won it. Towns Warrior was second. Azure Sky got up for third, so the favorites are 1, 2, 3, 4, and Longest Stride checked home in 4th.
Martini Martin, the 6-year-old son of Looking at Lucky, picks up his 7th lifetime win. He now is close to $200,000 in career earnings. He wins for owner-trainer Jose Rodriguez. Martini Martin went off at 1-2 and paid $3 to win race 1. Nice ride by the 7-pound apprentice Marvin Fernandez, who's your leading apprentice so far after 3 days of the meet. So Martini Martin scores as the favorite there in race 1. Let's take a look here at race 2. Race 2 would kick off the early pick 4. We're going 5.5 furlongs, beaten, claiming $5,000 for filly mares 3 and up. Let's see what happens here in race 2.
Away and running. Nice level start. Style to Follow was the first one to go. Also right there is Dissolute moving into second. And Nishka scampers up the inside to join that fight on the front and take over the lead. Dark Duchess is committed to a wide kick. Second to last is Keep It Safe. And on hold is Bella Prima. 4 furlongs to go. And Nanishka, the fourth choice in the wagering pool, leads 3/4 of a length. But the 4-year-old filly had to work hard to get that lead. As Dissolute loops up on the far outside, and Style to Follow is right there too. Deep on the track is Dark Duchess. One paced is Bella Prima, who needs to do a bit better. And Keep It Safe is dropped to the tail. Here's the quarter pole. And the first one to fold was Nanishka. Style to Follow comes calling for the lead. And battling on is Dissolute as heads turn for home. Dissolute now strikes the front narrowly and kicks away by 3/4 of a length. Style to Follow tries the counter in second. Bella Prima showing up in a great big way, and here comes Bella Prima. Bella Prima charging after Dissolute, who's holding on. Now Bella Prima going to get up in the final jump. Bella Prima won it over Dissolute, Dark Duchess, and Nanishka.
Bella Prima, the 7-year-old mare by Keen Ice, picks up her 12th lifetime win, now close to $200,000 in career earnings for the Calumet Farm bred 7-year-old mare Bella Prima, who went off 3-1 and paid $8.60 to win race 2 for trainer Bruce Kravitz and jockey Gabriel Ramos. Let's turn the page here. Race 3 would kick off the middle pick 5. They bet almost $27,000 into the middle pick 5. Race 3, we're going 6 furlongs, $5,000 starter allowance, optional claiming $8,000 for filly and mares 3 and up. Let's check out the action from race 3.
Away and running. Blazing speed from Miguel's Bell. Awesome Pick is right there too in the blue Kappa. Foxy Lady now is right there, a part of the paces there in program order. Glows in the Dark came away a handy 4th, and the last 2 that were out-kicked, the Feisty One and She, Her, Hers. So pace of plenty here at the 4.5, and it's Miguel's Bell taking it to Awesome Pick, and the favorites are dueling with 4 furlongs to go. Foxy Lady's asked for a bit more, not responding as of yet. Glows in the Dark is coming alive on the inside and just past Foxy Lady, and the 2 still dawdling at the back as the Feisty One and She, Her, Hers has picked off that rival. The quarter pole's in sight for Awesome Pick, and now the favorite kicks for home with a 1-length lead, but here comes Glows in the Dark. The 4th choice on the wagering board is taking giant strides, and Miguel's Bell is battling on as they turn for home. Awesome Pick continues to lead. The lead is down to 1. Glows in the Dark continues to steady grind, and Miguel's Bell is battling on. Late on the scene is a Feisty One and She, Her, Hers, but Glows in the Dark sawed off of a sizzling pace today, and at 6-1, Glows in the Dark has won it. Miguel's Bell battled back for second. Awesome Pick floundered in the stretch, and the Feisty One was 4th.
Big overlay on Glows in the Dark, who was 7-2 morning line, went off at a generous 6-1, and the 4-year-old filly by the Factor picks up her 4th lifetime win from 7 starts, now about $100,000 in career earnings. She wins for Tea Party Stable, and the New England Hall of Famer trainer Ned Allard. Carol Cedeno picks up another winning ride there on Glows in the Dark, who paid $15.20 to win race 3. Let's turn the page here. Race 4 would kick off the late pick 5. They bet over $38,000 into the late pick 5 on Wednesday. Race 4, we're going 6 furlongs, beaten, claiming $7,500 for 3-year-olds and upward, and everyone 3 or straight 3-year-olds. Let's see what happens here in race 4.
Away and running. Terrible start for the 2, Guardian Prince. So Paralegal was the first one to go. There's speed with God With Us. The Minister is right there too. Risk Factor also chimes in to take over 3rd. And in that 5th place position is Guardian Prince. Ben's Hero broke with plenty of zip, then soon outpaced. Federal Exchange heads 1, and Mr. Ramirez is at the back of the pack. They race down to the 4 furlong pole, and it's Paralegal with speed on display. Leads by 1. Risk Factor is looping up on the far outside, and God With Us stays pinned against the rail. Guardian Prince comes under a heavy drive in that 4th place position, and the yellow cap of Minister now picks off that rival. They go past the 5/16, and here's a 3-wide challenge from God With Us, who pops off the rail and takes the lead with ease. They come to the top of the stretch, and God With Us is 4 deep but has all this momentum. Minister is trying to come alive in the 4 path. Up the inside, Paralegal, and Risk Factor has nowhere to give. Late on the scene is Federal Exchange, 2:20 to go. Paralegal back battles right back, but it's still God with us, holding on by 3/4 of a length. Minister is chipping away, but the finish line looms. God with us has done it. God with us is a 7-1 winner over Minister, Paralegal, and Risk Factor.
God with Us gives jockey Carol Sedania her second win on the afternoon. God with Us, a 4-year-old colt by Spun to Run, now a 3-time winner, wins for trainer Alejandro Mendieta. God with Us paid $17.40 to win race 4. Let's take a look here at the 5th race to kick off the late pick 4. Over 24,000 bet into the late pick 4 on Wednesday. Race 6, a nice first level allowance condition for filly and mares 3 and up, going 6 furlongs. Let's see what happens here in race 5.
Ready for the start. Away and running. Good rail speed from Sassafrasness. Candy Talking is also chiming in, and Truther Consequences right there too. And Levy gotta pace the chase here. Cena was very reluctant to load, but grabs that 4th place spot. And Moon cashes last of all. So Truther Consequence, true to form, takes the lead per the usual and leads by 1. But tracking in second up the inside is Candy Talking. And here comes the first move from Cena deep on the track. Sassafrasness dips off the inside for a clear shot at the trio of runners. Mooncash rides that rail, and Levy Gata still on hold. And now with the red cap, Sassafrasness starts to pick them off one by one. Truth or Consequence went too fast. Cena's trying to re-rally. Candy Talking 3 deep, but Sassafrasness loops up on the far outside. They roll off the turn and kick for home, and Sassafrasness now kicks for the money and leads by 1 open length. Candy Talking is running a good race in second. Cena lost her race behind the gate, and Truth or Consequence has no more to give. But inside the concluding stages at 5-2, Sassafrasness with a polished win today. Candy Talking was second, Truth or Consequence third, and Mooncash was fourth.
Sassafrasness, a homebred for Jagger Inc. and Morrissey Kernan Jr. She wins for trainer Jamie Ness, now the 4-year-old daughter of Unified, a 7-time winner. She's now made over $200,000 in career earnings. She's a 4-time winner right here at Delaware Park. Paco Lopez, the winning ride there on Sassafrasness for the Jamie Ness barn. Could be a big day for Jamie Ness and Paco Lopez. Stay tuned for more to come on that. If you hit the early pick 5 Wednesday, congratulations. Early pick 5 paid $574.95. Let's turn the page here. Race 6 would kick off the final pick 3 of the day. We're going a flat mile in race 6. 8,000 starter allowance optional, claiming 12,000 for filly and mares 3 and up. Let's see what happens here in race 6.
Away and running. Nice start. Agro was the first one to go. Ade's Tap for Speed, and Castagna is right there too. And Chelsea Wall has some pace to chase. Up and around the first turn they go. They're 3 across the track. And Castagna comes away with the outright lead. Checking hard with Agro, forcing out Chelsea Wall. And that leaves Ade scraping the paint in that 3rd place position. So no pace on for Castagna. Shows the way by 1, but Chelsea Wall is right there close in attendance too. And those 2 ladies have kicked away by a length and a half. Ade continues to ride that rail in a paceless affair, and Agro had a lot of trouble entering the first turn down to the 4.5, and Castagna continues to show them the clock and shows them the way by about half a length over Chelsea Wall, who's now 2 lengths down in second. Ade continues to ride that rail in third, and Agro still last of all as they get ready to turn again. So Castagna with speed on display trying to see this through, but Chelsea Wall and a whiff of immortality for trainer Jamie Ness looms large on the far outside. Ade continues to ride that rail, and Agro has no more to give. The quarter pulls inside for Castagna, but Chelsea Wall is taking giant strides at this leader at the top of the stretch. And Chelsea Wall takes a positive kick for home. Castagna trying to dig deep and find more. Ade's just at this one pace, and Agro's had a very tough trip inside the final furlong. Chelsea Wall has kicked away to lead by 1. Castagna running a huge race, but here's a milestone moment for trainer Jamie Ness. A 27-year career, $110 million in earnings, and he just became Mr. 5,000. Jamie Ness has done it with Chelsea Wall, Castagna, Ade, and Agro.
Great call there from our announcer, Josh Brown. You heard him say it. Jamie Ness now with 5,000 career wins. Congratulations to Jamie Ness, his entire family and team. His assistant trainer, Corey Jensen, was here today. Ness was at Parks. He won a couple races at Parks, and he gets, well, he wasn't done winning at Delaware yet, but he gets his second win of the afternoon there. Chelsea Wall, the 8-year-old mare by Sky Kingdom, now a 15-time winner. She's made close to $500,000. She's a perfect 3 for 3 here at Delaware Park. Paco Lopez was aboard Chelsea Wall for Jamie Nash. She paid $2.80 to win race 6. So congratulations to trainer Jamie Ness. We had a nice picture in the winner's circle following the race. There's his assistant trainer, Corey Jensen, holding up the Jamie Ness sign. Our director of racing, Jed Doro, on the left there. There's Paco Lopez in the Ness colors, and there's me, yours truly, in the winner's circle there. So congratulations to Jamie Ness and his entire team. They do a phenomenal job. He's your leading trainer here at Delaware. He's been leading trainer the past 12, 13 years here at Delaware Park. Beat the Hall of Famer Buddy Delp's record for leading trainer here at Delaware Park. So congratulations to everybody from the Ness Barn. They weren't done yet. That was their second win of the day. Paco Lopez was aboard the winning ride there on Chelsea Wall. Let's see what they have in store here in race 7. Race 7's our open allowance feature of the day. $50,000 purse going 6 furlongs. Scratch the 2 and the 3. Still 4 nice sprinters here in race 7. Jamie Ness would have the 6-5 favorite Spike Zone, looking for the natural hat trick and career win 5,001. Well, let's see what happens here in race 7.
Away and running. Spike Zone had a terrible start. Twisted Ride has an uncontested lead. Bold Diversion came away in second. St. Jude stalks the pace in third. And standing in the gate was Spike Zone, but recovered to be in that third place position. So Twisted Ride leads, but Bold Diversion takes the fight to that rival as the longest shot on the board. Spike Zone recovered to be a handy third. And St. Jude has no excuses as the pace is keen. They go down to the 3.5, and Twisted Ride continues the lead. Spike Zone goes with a 3-wide kick, and Bold Diversion, the gray, is in a menacing mood today, and St. Jude's going to have to go 4 wide for the drive. They're inside 3 furlongs to go, and Spike Zone's trying to wind up on the far outside, and Spike Zone can wait no more. Bold Diversion needs to dig deep. Twisted Ride's in for the fight. St. Jude is only at this one pace right now as they turn for home. Spike Zone has kicked away to a 1.5 length lead. St. Jude is finally getting on track. Bold Diversion trying to hold second, and Twisted Ride is up the fence. Spike Zone is nicely clear with 100 yards left to go. Bold Diversion holding second. It's Spike Zone who got the job done. Bold Diversion was second, St. Jude was third, and Twisted Ride was fourth.
Well, we had some nice older classy horses winning all afternoon at Delaware Park, and the classy 7-year-old Spike Zone wins the allowance feature. Spike Zone by Spicer, now an 18-time winner, close to $700,000 in career earnings. He's a 7-time winner here at Delaware Park. Spike Zone went off 6-5 and paid $4.40. Spike Zone gives jockey Paco Lopez and trainer Jamie Ness the natural hat trick with the third win on the afternoon. Now 5,001 career wins for trainer Jamie Ness. If you played that middle pick 5 that started race 3 and paid out race 7, middle pick 5 paid 430 cents. Not bad considering you had a $4.40 winner there in Spike Zone. Let's turn the page here. Race 8 would wrap up the action on Wednesday. We're going 5.5 furlongs, maiden claiming $7,500 for 3-year-olds and upward. Let's see what happens here in the Wednesday finale.
Away and running. Good speed for Gators Rain, and Party on Rufus, they break 1-2. Spurious comes away a handy third, and Spin'em Johnny tracks the speed from fourth. Quahog Republic's in front of 1, and that one is Bodine on debut. So Gators Rain is trying to make a break for it with about 4 furlongs to go and has built up a 3-length lead. Party on Rufus chases the 7-1 long shot in second at last glance, and Quahog Republic now starts to pick them off one by one. Spurious needs to do better in fourth. Spin'em Johnny's a distant fifth, and not liking the heat is Bodine, who gets a couple of pops of the crop. Here's the quarter pole for Party on Rufus, who now surges emerges to take the lead. Gators Reign tries to counter in second. Quahog Republic trying to make inroads at the top of the stretch. Gators Reign still turns in top and leads by a nose. Party on Rufus hits the front. Quahog Republic trying to find a split. There's 200 yards to go. Gators Reign is as tough as nails, but Quahog Republic has the winning split. And here comes Spurious late on the scene. Quahog Republic did it. Quahog Republic is the longest shot on the board. To be Party on Rufus, Spurious, and Bodine flew home late.
Well, jockey Maddie Rowland works her tail off in the morning. She gallops horses for Michael Gorham in the morning. She picks up her first win of 2026 on Quahog Republic, who rallies late to split horses. The 4-year-old Fog of War breaks his maiden in career start. Number 18 wins for Robert M. Gorham Jr. and trainer Michael Gorham. 7-1 the final price there on Quahog Republic. He paid $16.80. The late pick 5 on Wednesday paid $426.65. Congratulations to Maddie and all the winning connections there. Quahog Republic winner of today's race 8. Let's get a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to tell you about my best bet and price play for Thursday right here at Delaware Park. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about my best bet and price play for Thursday, May 21st here at Delaware Park. My best bet is going to come in the last race of the day, race 8, a $25,000 starter allowance race for 3-year-olds and upward, going 6 furlongs. And I like the 6 overspent 6-5 morning line for trainer Mark Schumann. Michael Sanchez rides this 5-year-old by Great Notion. This horse came off the layoff, made his 5-year-old debut. First start in the Schumann barn mid-March at Colonial. That was a nice maiden score down there. And then they tried Starter Allowance Company at Laurel late April, going 6 furlongs. And he had a nice stalking trip that day to win with a 63 Beyer speed figure. So he's a perfect 2 for 2 now as a 5-year-old. Perfect 2 for 2 in the Mark Schumann barn. He gets a dream outside post today. I think Sanchez will get a real nice trip here on the 6 overspent in race 8. He's my best bet of the day. My price play will come in race 6. That's a nice first level allowance condition for straight 3-year-old filly is going a flat mile. And I like the 4 Czass as my price play in race 6. Czass is 4-1 morning line. 3-year-old daughter of Hard Spun for trainer Jamie Ness. Ness claimed this filly for $20,000 when she broke her maiden at Keeneland back in early April. And then a big win first off the claim for this filly in the Ness barn at Parks, going long late April in a starter allowance, stalked the early pace and won by nearly 5 lengths that day with a lifetime best 73 Beyer speed figure. So I think Ness has this filly razor sharp right now in the best form she's ever been in. She steps up to a tough allowance race. Martin Schwann will ride, but I think the 4 Czass offers great value at 4-1 morning line. She's my price play of the day in race 6. Thanks again for joining us on Wednesday. It was a little hot today. It's going to cool off the rest of the week. The handle on Wednesday was a little shy of $1.2 million. Thanks to all our fans and bettors for supporting us on Wednesday. Have a great night, and we hope to see you on Thursday.
There's only one